to the rich and powerful. More than 60 years of freedom behind, we the people of India, Article 38 somewhere says in the directive principles, and there is a responsibility of the state which reads within quote, the state shall strive to promote the welfare of the people by securing and protecting as effectively as it may a social order in which justice, social, economic and political shall inform all institutions of national life. That should happen fast, that should happen for sure. The agenda before the nation is how to evolve a system which is responsive, and I think this is the agenda for every nation, including Taiwan. That is, I repeat again, how to have a system which is responsive, accountable, apathetic to people demands, which sense of slum justice, how to have a new constitutional order where the operators are no more untroubled by the miseries of the masses, how to ensure the man in the street that he is not alienated against the law since he is baffled with the buck, Himalayan seeps of legislation frightening away the common man, as the right of a person with grievance is to seek redress without paying a price in a civilized jurisprudence is eagerly missing. The real concern is painful absence of theory of human justice, which will make Indians free, not merely India free. That applies to all countries. We have to find answer to new enemies of people's justice, communalism, religious fanaticism, our invasions on social justice, especially gender justice, on education and frontal primary education is a constitutional directive. Increase of illiteracy is the truth which has to be tackled. The greatness of a project social justice is a fact of national life and underwrite the triple components of equality, dignity and basic minimum of human needs to every Indian was made at the historic hour before midnight when India awoke to freedom. But the midnight continues and the masses, particularly the Dalits, caught in the darkness, ask in agony, where is the dawn? Social justice is the ideological signature of our constitution, and that is the signature of every country, in fact. Human rights education must be a welcome program aimed at and should be ideally linked to creating a respect for human rights available to all human beings. A right kind of human rights education has to have overtones of local situations and call for a comprehensive approach. Human rights education for all levels is the need of the day, for which every citizen of India should work for to ensure justice, social, economic and political in the age of globalization. The bar has in all ages and countries gradually facilitated the ambitious and the adventures and has produced, relatively speaking, the largest number of great men in public life and leaders of the battle for freedom. This should continue. Legal education and profession since then has lagged much behind and to a great extent has not even able to play its role as effectively as it should. We should constantly remind ourselves of a simple fact that the Indian Republic is the most daring and therefore the most difficult experiment in democracy. In fact, all experiments in democracy are facing a great challenge and all experiments are very, very difficult. The legal profession has to crusade against injustice and exploitation. And legal education, as I said, just education in the new millennium has to prepare the law students to become the frontier men of legal education. And even after 62 years of independence, the poor man stares at the face of the mankind and asks why he is invisible to the affluent eye of the law. Let the words of Vivekananda not be ignored. He said, so long as the millions live in hunger and ignorance, I hold everyone traitor who, having been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. And in the end, friends, I don't want to take much time because I have to abide by the time constraints. Let us not forget that there is a very narrow line between anger and hunger. So if people are hungry, people are going to be angry. That is the biggest challenge each of our countries is facing in the age of globalization. Let me tell you, I'm not against globalization. But the inequalities globalization is creating between, we are creating a huge rich class and a huge middle class, which is creating all kinds of environmental problems, and a huge again a poor class. This paradox in any system, it may be Taiwan, it may be India, and the mandate of the social economic justice and the political justice has to be achieved. I think this is the challenge for before all of us. It may be students, it may be teachers, it may be scientists. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. And then, now I would like to introduce Professor Amar Singh. To share his insight on this certain topic.
角度是抓这样子的，是主要对要做到那个，对啊。
Professor Wang, Chang, Chi, and other professors whose name I am not in a position to recollect. Professor Ranveer Singh, Pryor, Mrs. Pryor, and of course Radha is there, please sitting along side B, and young friends. I will make few points, and I start with the observation. The idea is to ignite provocations about IPR. I have a special request to the professors who are dealing with IPR to please react to my comments and try to hold me wrong. I am very keen to be held to be wrong. I am making this comment with reference to the role and function of the IPR regime, international level and the national levels.